Hi everybody, it's Jan here from the mountain. It's been so hot here, we just haven't had the energy to do lots of things for the past few weeks. The plants are starting to go prematurely brown and lose their leaves, and it's just been so exhausting. We've had very high temperatures on our balcony, which takes full sun, and today is no exception. It's already 34 degrees and it's morning time. We haven't even had the heat of the day yet. Yeah. Oh no, it's 36. I couldn't see before. As it's been too hot to even go into the garden, I've been doing some projects in the studio. It's even hot in the studio. It tends to be very humid in that part of the house, so I can't really get stuck into projects for a long period of time because it just gets so hot and sticky. I've decided that my yarn stash needs looking at. I've got yarn ready to dye and I need to weigh it. I've got some of it labelled with my labels, but I need to weigh my yarn so that I can calculate the amount of mordant to use and then the amount of dye. So I've just decided to get some weighed and get myself organised, ready to dye my yarns in some natural colours, and I'm sure I'll be videoing that to show you. I've never done it before, so I'm quite excited actually to experiment with natural dyes and the effects on my homespun yarn. I've designed and printed some simple labels here because I need to keep track. I've got so much yarn, which is a sort of an ecru colour. I need to keep track on the different types. I can't find my hole punch, so luckily I'm at my craft desk here, so I'm just going to make a hole with a pencil I have in the drawer, and I can attach it to my skein of yarn and it'll keep me organised when I'm dyeing in the future, in the near future actually. I'll just tie it on with, I still have my skein tied on with some acrylic yarn. I'm just going to tie it loosely with that, and we're done. I think I probably should have printed my labels with a little bit more firm card. It's just very thin printer paper, but they're great labels. I love them, they're quite cute, and it's easy for me to keep tabs on how much yarn is there. Lengthwise, I haven't filled in the length yet onto the tag, but I will do that in due course. Once the yarn is dyed, I'll calculate the length. As you can see, I have got so much yarn, most of it the same sort of shade, so it's easy for me to get them confused with each other if I'm not careful. So I'm just going to weigh each skein, and mark up the labels with the weight, and that's a job well done near to dyeing. Now this one is a mixture of North Hollander wool and some silk. I'm adding silk to different wool fibre to see how it works out. Yep, that's North Hollander. And to see how it drapes. I'm quite keen on getting things that are a bit drapey, so I'm hoping that the silk will help me. This particular yarn is from the Bronya sheep, which is a breed native to Verona here in Italy. Many years ago, wool was once the wealth of the world, wasn't it? And this was considered to be the best wool. you could get in Italy in its day before the silk industry was established. It's very soft, not quite as soft as merino, but it's very soft. So I'm quite excited to see what I can make. I don't know whether to weave scarves or whether I should knit. Oh, I've got enough to do both because I was very kindly given 4 fleeces by a shepherd in Verona, a shepherdess in Verona. I think this is more North Hollander with silk because it's got quite a long staple length and it spins up with different characteristics than the Bronya or the merino, and it's lovely to spin. Actually, it's very easy. It more or less cards and spins itself. I actually love spinning North Hollander wool. Now this is alpaca and silk that I was spinning back in June, I think it was. I was given some alpaca by a friend of mine and I wanted to add some silk to see the effect. The colour is natural. Of course I won't be dyeing this. It's not one of my favourite colours, I have to say, but I shall see what I can make with this. I could put it into a scarf. I don't think I've got enough to do anything substantial, but again, it's an experiment. I absolutely love this craft table I got from IKEA. It's got everything I need for painting materials and glue, guns and everything. Absolutely love it. And the best thing is though, it's very easy to just wipe down and keep clean, especially if I've been painting on there. And we can even eat on this table. It's extendable. It's fantastic. So that's my alpaca labelled up. Ooh, this is Zwartbles or Zwartbles. I don't know how you pronounce it. This is amazing stuff. It's dark and treacly in colour, very dark brown or black, and it's not soft in the way that merino is soft, but it just has a softness to it. I'm sorry I didn't aim very well trying to get it in the shot there for you, but it's beautiful stuff. I've got 2 big skeins. I've got about half a fleece and another fleece to spin. This is a yarn called Solognotte. It's a French sheep originally, very primitive, and it gives a yarn with red Kemp hairs, which gives it like a beigey tint when it's all washed. So I'm going to use that probably in a rug or a mat because it's quite coarse. I'll use that for my bedroom. I'm planning on weaving a rug for there. So I shall use that in conjunction with some other yarn to make a sort of a twill pattern. And I suspect it's going to be fairly hardy, so it'll be good for my rug. I have got so much in my yarn stash, my woven yarn stash, and I'm not labelling up these at the moment because I need to print off more labels, but I'm just curious to see how much I have in weight, so I'm just throwing them into the bowl here to satisfy my curiosity. Oh no, this is the skein that I made to recreate the luxury yarn that you saw in my last video. Now I need to reskein this because it needs to be stretched when it's drying, and I have an umbrella. I don't have a niddy noddy. I'm on a very tight budget, don't have a decent wool winder, so I use my umbrella wool winder that was given to me with my loom that I got, but it slips, so my skein is all different lengths, so I couldn't stretch it properly, and there are a couple of little curly bits that I need to stretch properly. So I need to mordant this, and so when I'm drying it after mordanting, I'll stretch it out properly when it's reskeined. Ooh, now for a sweater update. This is my Aran sweater. This is the front. I've nearly finished. I've got a little bit of wool left. It's going well, I think. It's quite big. It's a 34, but it's big. But I wanted that. I wanted a sweater to go over other clothing items. I haven't got much of this wool left, this yarn left, so I need to spin some more. And this is some North Hollander that I have carded. It's lovely and fluffy. Lovely and fluffy. I'm sorry it's not in shot very well. I don't know about you, I absolutely love the smell of wool fibre like this. I find it very comforting. We've been working with and wearing wool for thousands of years. For me, it's almost as though it's hardwired into our DNA somehow. I have recently had a delivery of the Japanese Stitch Knitting Bible, and I'm dying to knit a garment. I'm just swatching at the moment, but it's amazing, full of these gorgeous lacy patterns, and you need to get to grips with the charts. And I've got mine on my tablet and I mark off the rows, and I'm very careful, at least I have been so far, but it's very exciting, and I shall bring you that in the future, I think. The Japanese Knitting Stitch Bible. I have been painting a portrait of my son. I've been swatching, and I'm just swatching here some gold, because I intend to use a little bit of gold. There's my little pot of gold there. I'm going to put a little bit of gold fleck in his shirt. He's in medieval costume, and as he likes card games, I've done him as a card player, so I'd like to edge the little cards with a thin line of gold if possible. So I've just been trying out lots of different things so I can get my shades correct. I believe in planning my pictures. I get a better result when I do. I'll just get it for you to show you. Here it is, my son. This is a medieval costume, and it's in the early stages. It's watercolour on cotton paper. His pantaloons look enormous at this angle. I promise you, he's got big hips. He hasn't in real life. It just is it's distorted because of the angle of the shot. So I've been swatching my watercolour paints ready for my next layer to go on. I have been swatching some tones for skin tones here. These are for his pantaloons because they do go darker in the shady part of the painting, so I wanted to get the colour right in my mind. I've got some hair tones because his hair needs to be toned down too. Just quickly into my weaving studio now with my loom, just to show you what I've been weaving. I wanted to try and do this zigzag pattern for a panel that I'm doing to cover one of my units, one of my pieces of furniture in my painting studio. As we've had a severe weather warning, this is the last evening for a few days we can have a barbecue in our garden, so we tried to tidy it up today, and I forgot my camera so I couldn't video it, but this is early evening when we're just starting to cook. It's a lovely evening, very hot, very balmy, and we're looking forward to having a lovely evening together. It's a bit smoky because of the barbecue and the roses are tall, but here's the barbecue, half vegetarian, half meaty. It's half and half for the family, and we're looking forward to eating. Here we are, we've eaten, it's night time, and it really is so atmospheric here on the mountain of an evening. I just love it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my video, and hit the notification bell so you can be the first to hear about any new videos. See you soon.